All right. Okay, it's part two. Yeah, sorry about the connection getting cut. You know how the Wi-Fi, you know how Wi-Fi is sometimes.
My soul, corrupted by vengeance, hath endured torment to find the end of the journey in my own salvation and your eternal slumber.
Does this mean you knew from the beginning?
Hey, EJ.
Stand and fight.
How you gonna reach
Soldier
hard before you
first
greet me?
class. Zack!
Why is everyone always pushing things on me?
All right. Well,
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
now, yeah, we're gonna go into the. Yeah, he just still ain't asked my question. Why you can? Why you? Why did you say hi to Shar before you said hi to me? I'm the. Yeah. See, look, and it has proper manners. She says hi to me coming in. Yeah, yeah, you ain't. Yeah, I'm just about to get into the subject, and that you just came right on time. Yeah, like another topic I've been thinking about. Certain things have happened with me, and I'm just looking at certain things, and it's like, and I mean, and like watching the movie Glass. I'm not gonna put any spoilers for the movie on this stream, but I think I may do a stream Thursday talking somewhat about it because I got a topic I want to talk about as far as that. So if you ain't seen Glass before then, you might not want to listen till you go see the movie. So I mean, I was thinking about like the villain. Is the villain always the villain? And and I always think that sometimes the villain
Save your strength.
is sometimes the hero that doesn't get credit.
Over there.
And we have people who are, demonize as a villain, even though
It's you.
they don't know what sacrifices that they have made to be the hero, then I'm like this.
Director!
As far as I'm concerned, it's just like the whole subject of hero and villain. You have to really think about it. I don't think there's any absolute standard for what's a hero and what's a villain,
Thank you.
but only from perspective. And I mean, it's just like sometimes you gotta play the bad guy in order get to get what you want, to get people to respect you, because people don't respect the good guy, respect the nice guy for most of the time. They might think, oh, that person's cool, you know.
Okay. Let's eat.
But as far as that,
Not the real thing.
but as far as that, I'm trying to get my turn time. Oh yeah, as far as
Yeah.
that, okay, this is throwing me off.
This apple?
Yeah, okay, now I got it. Okay, lost train of thought, got back on the train. Okay.
And you.
Yeah, as far as the being the, sometimes you gotta be the villain, cause like the good guy never is most of the time not respected. Only respect them when you're doing something that people like. No, the villain can do what's necessary to help people. Sometimes the villain is the natural evil. Is not natural evil, necessary evil. An evil that probably would be the betterment for a society. I'll give you an example. Like, if you ever seen the movie Watchmen or read the comic, I just do the movie version because
How are you?
probably a lot
Wish
of
I knew where you were.
people who are,
It's already been 4 years now.
yes, yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people probably seen the movie than actually read the comic.
But I don't even know
And
where
and when they had the story trying to figure out who killed the comedian, they went on this whole quest only to find out.
the flowers are selling.
And if you ain't seen the movie yet, too bad. It's been out for years.
Thanks to you, Zach.
So sorry if you got spoiled by it. But as far as like comedian kill, you find out Osmodeus,
4 years?
the smart guy of the
What do
group,
you mean, final?
who had concocted a plan to bring peace to the world. And I guess like I think the comedian was the one who caught on to his plan, or I think he was a part of it, and I think he had a change of heart. So I guess when he had a change of heart, he died for it. So when Owlman and I think it's Scarlet something. I forgot the female character's name, but in there, but they wasn't trying to stop Osmodeus, and I guess they thought that they had stopped his plan. They defeated him, and he looked at me, and when they thought they had beaten him, he was like, "What do you?" He looked at him and said, "What do you think I am, a comic book villain?" And pretty much set off a bomb in New York City to, and killed a whole bunch of, I think it's in Times Square, killed a whole bunch of people, and killed billions. And they made it look like Dr. Manhattan, he made it look like Dr. Manhattan did it. So I guess like when Dr. Manhattan came back, because Osmodeus thought that he had taking him down by splitting his atoms. Like Dr. Manhattan, he had been working with atoms so long, manipulating molecules that he already could put them, spread himself apart and put himself back together again easily.
Even if the
So he kind of looked down on him and
barren
said, yeah,
of
you,
promises,
and told basically on you're no threat to him. But when he
my
enacted
return.
that plan, he thought about it. He was like, without like looking at it with any moral, without any like
To become the dew that
vision of
quenches the
morality or
land,
anything like that, and no
to
without
spare the
judgment.
sands,
He thought about it.
the seas,
He looked at what it was. He was
the
like,
skies.
that actually
I
works.
offer thee this
He agreed.
silent
He agreed to it,
sacrifice.
even though it would force him to leave the planet because people would, because the world will unite to try to take down Dr. Manhattan.
Cisne. The army's mobilizing.
So the
Find
fact
the targets before they
that
do.
he chose
Understood.
he chose
The army
that
won't be as settled.
osmosis plan, even
I
though it
want them alive.
framed
You
him,
hear me?
he wouldn't
You're
go through
going
with
to
it
save
because
Zach's
he
life.
seen that it would
Of course.
bring peace.
I haven't even
But
told you.
Rorschach
Really?
did not agree to it. He still had that cloud of morality, and he was uncompromising in
I
his
have letters
judgment.
for Zach. 88 of them.
So of course, when he tried to, leave and tell the world about it, I think he got outside the door, and Manhattan begged him to change his mind about it, and he said
You know I
no,
wouldn't do that to you.
and he told him to kill him. So when he did that, when he told me he wasn't gonna do it, he reluctantly had to kill him by splitting his atoms apart, well, ripping his atoms apart. So
It can't be
in that,
serious.
he pretty much,
There's no way we're gonna
you
find
know,
2 needles in a
stopped him,
haystack
but
this
he
size.
had a plan already to reveal his plan, like far as in the movie anyway.
Turds,
The comic book
yeah.
did not end up that way.
Also, some apparently has something to give him.
Who? The target?
So what I'm saying is
So
that
we're couriers now.
people, the villain isn't
Delivering
always the
packages to
villain, but
fugitives, huh?
sometimes, you get stuff done, you have to be the villain or let people think you're the villain. Because
We got nothing.
everybody loves pointing their finger at the villain or the so-called villain because it makes them feel good.
Roger.
All right, let's get going.
But like in True, you usually take a perspective of who's more right in the situation. Sometimes it's the people pointing the fingers. That old saying, you point the finger at that person, but that 3 point back at you. So, being a villain, it's sometimes a responsibility. It's not always like, well, all you get to do is be reckless. I mean, sometimes it can be. Sometimes, like, depending on the person and what they're doing, it'd be reckless. But if villainy has a purpose, then it's more, well, I would say more, but it's helpful in some cases, and it's more harmful too. It could be that
Freedom is steep.
the villain can be that catalyst that starts a movement for harmony, or if people get too complacent, the villain shakes things up to let you know that you can't be stagnant anymore. You have to shake things up. It's just like the old Republic in. Yeah, they do sometimes, because people identify more with the villain than they let on. Let me get my. know people want to sit there and say that, hey, the villain is the. Hold on, real quick. Uh, I guess me doing this would probably be like the being the bad guy. You know, you're not supposed to cheat. Yeah, I mean, Punisher would be a hero. He does what the law can't do, kill villains. But you know, Punisher is considered more of an anti-hero. But in some people's eyes, he's considered the villain. You know, FBI sure has a villain, the number one villain. He's the most wanted in the Marvel universe because of the body count that he leaves. When a Punisher leaves so many dead bodies, it's ridiculous. And I'm been meaning to try to catch up on that the season 2. I think that came out a couple of weeks ago. Let's see if that helped anything. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Okay, see if that helps. Okay, am I going to take off everything? Well, I'll find out for myself then, Sean. But you know, people are always saying one thing. But the bad guy will always be considered a bad guy. Will always considered necessarily evil. I mean, yeah, like, but yeah, Punisher's a good example. Punisher's a good example of someone that can be chosen to be a villain. This is a man who couldn't get justice for his family and decided to make it a mission to stop the same type of people who took his family away. So I mean, you know, people can say what they want about Punisher being a bad guy because he kills people. I mean, when a cop kills a bad guy that has a gun on him, are they charged for murder? No. In some cases, it's called self-defense. So I see a lot of. So it also depends on who you're considered, what group you're in, if you've been designated to kill, you know, in those type of cases. You're like a soldier's job is to murder the enemy, to kill them. So if you can't tell me if that's not saying anything, I don't know what does. But the villain, you know, like I said, the villain is not always the villain. Sometimes people actually identify with the villain. Like I said before, people let on more they think about the villain. So when people try to label somebody as a bad guy, you ever think, is that person really a bad guy, or are they the bad guy to them? Or are they really the good guys or bad guys? So I think so, don't, I would say when you think, oh, you talking about the officers? I mean, if they get charged, it'll be like, have to be something serious. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of villains that people root for, understand their situation. Like, I'm sure, like these drug dealers in movies, sometimes they are seen as the good guy. Sometimes, sometimes the good guy is forced to kill, and then they say, "Oh, well, you're end up just the same as this person," and it's like, I don't see how someone can end up. Yeah, I think a lot of villains today are identifiable. I think it's just a lot of villains are identifiable, and I think villains, like I said, they serve their purpose, whether it's to help people, in their own way. Sometimes misguided, sometimes it's the right course of action, but it's the so-called protagonist or the hero isn't willing to go that far for it. In some cases, like when it comes to these movies and TV shows, the villains are more dedicated than the heroes. But, but yeah, I'm gonna end this off by saying, just like if you're thinking about looking at somebody as the hero, look at somebody as a hero, or even look at somebody as a villain, or even as a hero. Remember, that person may not be the hero, or that person may not be as good as they claim to be, and that person may not be as horrible as they've been told. So just keep that in mind when you think about heroes and villains. So I'm about to end this off. I appreciate y'all coming through. Shout out to Shar, Annette B, and EJ. And shout out to any lurkers that might have been watching. So I'm going to end this stream. Thank y'all for coming through. And I'll see y'all later. And I'll see y'all later. All right.